Hey everybody! So, first of all, excuse the disgusting background and how disgusting I look. I actually just moved back home from college, and I wanted to make this video today because I failed one of my finals. I might have failed both, I don't know. One of them was graded right on the spot by the computer program, and I failed, and I feel like it's pretty important for incoming college freshmen or just anybody in general to know that it's literally perfectly okay to fail. So with failing the final that I failed, I automatically failed the class. Now, I had a B going into this final, but the way that the department has their program set up is if you miss the certain grade by whether it be 1 point, if your professor is a little bitch like mine is. I'm not gonna get into that. Or if you miss it by 10 points, like if you don't hit this certain percent, you've automatically failed the class. So I personally broke down and I called my mom and my boyfriend literally as soon as I stepped out of that building and just started bawling my eyes out because I had studied. I spent so many sleepless nights studying for this final because I knew if I didn't hit this mark, I would fail the class no matter what. And I pushed myself so hard that I actually made myself sick the morning of that exam. And it's because I was afraid to fail. And this isn't even my first time failing a class. I failed my political science class my freshman year. But that's really just because I didn't put in the work for that. Like, that one was my fault. But when it comes to programs like the one that I used for my exam, if you don't put something in the way that the program wants you to, you miss that question. There had been multiple times where I had gotten the right answer on homework assignments, but because I didn't put them in the right order, I got it wrong. And it's shit like that that makes college, honestly, a living hell. And it's shit like that that makes people who spend hours upon hours studying feel like they aren't smart enough to be in school. And I feel like that's a really fucked up thing. Because you have people who spend 2 full days, 48 hours, cramming for an exam that they're terrified to take that makes them physically sick just to fail. I think it's really unfair. And I feel like it's important for people to know that it's fucking okay to fail. It really is. And honestly, like, not to be like a bitch, but I feel like some people kind of need to so they get knocked off their high horse. Because you have people, like one of my roommates, which, thank God I never have to see her again because she's graduating. Because I fucking hate her. I'm gonna make another roommate from hell video because this roommate. I have a pair of scissors beside me, but I'm not gonna get into that. But you have people like her who make people who don't get A's feel like they're fucking incompetent. Like, yeah, I don't get straight A's. But, at least I'm not a cheater who cheats on her boyfriend. But I'm not getting into that. But it's people like her who kind of need to either fail or get rejected at some point in life for them to realize that they don't need to knock people down. But I'm getting off topic. So I have now failed 2 classes in college. And one was 110% my own fucking fault. But then you have this one where it's a program's fault. And I feel like it's kind of important to to compare and contrast the two, because apparently I can't speak right now. Because when it's your own fault, you need to, like, take the... Oh my god. You need to own up to the fact that it was your fault. And I didn't do that until this past year when I was retaking the class. But then at the same time, like, when I walked into that class, I recognized 6 people from my other class. So, like, while it was definitely my fault for not putting in the work, if there are 6 people from that same class that are retaking the class, there was also something kind of wrong with the professor and how he taught. Because going to a small school, you don't have very big classes. So if 6 out of, like, 20 people that are in that class have to retake it, it was like 75% my fault, 25% his fault. But anyway. But, like, first of all, own up to the fact that you failed. Like, biggest thing you have to do. You know, I called my mom as soon as I got out of that exam. And, like, instead of when I failed the other class, when I hid it from my parents, the reaction was totally different. Like, I was terrified to tell my dad. But because I called my mom, she texted him, and then he texted me as soon as they got off the phone, saying, it's okay. We'll figure it out. Like, now I'm probably going to take it online at community college, or here over the summer at community college. But I forgot to pick up that paper. I hope it's online. And, like, it's the little things like that that make you feel better about how badly you screwed up. Because, like, my mom even said, like, I know you studied. I know you tried. Like, it's not your fault this time. When the last time it was my fault. But it's that type of thing, that owning up to it and realizing that you failed, like, it's a learning experience. It definitely is. I learned the first time around. Like, I need to own up to the fact and take responsibility for the fact that I fucked up. But realizing that it's okay to fail is, like, the biggest thing that I got out of that phone call with my mom. Like, I want to say she sat down with me, but, like, she wasn't there. But, like, she talked to me. And she wasn't talking at me like she was the last time that this happened. And she was like, you know, maybe you just need to go to the disability support center. Maybe you need to be separated from the other people in your class when you're taking these exams. Because it's almost the pressure of, like, seeing the people who finished before you. You know, like, watching the clock. It gets inside your head and you're like, oh, like, I'm not going fast enough, you know? If I'm not going fast enough, am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? Like, what's wrong with me? Why aren't I finishing at the same time as these other people? And I feel like it's also, like, an added stressor as, well, not really just in college, at any time. Because, like, I remember in high school, I would see people getting up and turning in their exams. I'm just like, oh my god, like, am I doing something wrong? Like, should it really be taking me this long to finish this exam? And then, like, in college, like, you don't have to sit through the entire class when someone finishes taking a test. Like, you get to leave, and, like, it gets down to, like the last handful of people, and you're just like, what's wrong with me? Like, am I doing this correctly because it's taking me so long? Like, did they all fuck up? I'm getting really off topic. All in all, own up to the fact that you fail at something. Don't make people feel like shit because they're failing and you're not. Because it's just people like that. That bitch. That bitch. Well, to finish this off, to those handful of people who are still watching my videos, I will clean this up. This will be gone. I will probably be at my desk the next time I film a video. I just have to unpack a lot and do a lot of laundry. So, see ya.